Marlon. Hi, Toy Pups. Thanks for being here, guys. Today's kettlebell squat training day again. Jerks, one arm snatches, three 3-minute sets of jerks, and one 6-minute set of snatches. My back's a little sore. We're gonna see how it goes. I just gotta put a little chalk in the bell, so we're gonna get started, guys. So down today. The goal is just to get my 3-minute sets in. Then I'm gonna slow the reps down, at least for the first one, 6 reps a minute. Got 3 minutes on the clock. Check in with you guys real quick. So that looks nice. What's that? Kettlebells? Kettlebells are not nice. They are cold blocks of steel. Don't care how you feel about them. They either go up over your head or they don't. Hopefully today they'll pop over my head. Last 2 days I felt old and creaky, guys. Hope you're having a good day, Marlon. I'm hoping this is going to loosen up my back a bit. Even just right there, there's a little bit of a twinge. Might have to go lighter in my snatches. We'll see. So guys, the goal with this set is going to be not to go fast, but to get nice, clean, strong, crisp reps. 6 per minute, 1 every 10 seconds. Slow and tough. Bit of a break. Going to be longer than 3 minutes. Hey, Jacob. Does the back feel better with the belt? He just uses it out of habit. It is specific for kettlebell sport. Sort of hard to explain. I use it a bit for support because of issues with my back from a long time ago. And I heard it again about almost 2 years ago. It's recovering. It is not recovering. But technically, you wear the belt because you're not using it to rest on your elbows, but you help create a shelf with your t-shirt to keep your elbows from sliding when you're in that rack position. That's a rest position that we're in. Man, that felt tough. It felt ponderous. You know what I mean? It's not like the reps were impossible. They just weren't clean. They weren't crisp. I didn't have the power or the quickness that I wanted. See if I can get it on my second set. Appreciate you being here, Jacob. Stopping by. We get some Jacob love. Marlon says, okay, that makes sense now. Yep. So for me, it serves a double purpose. I don't have it tight. The only time I tighten it up is when I'm doing my last set of squats. Just enough. Kettlebell sport is so different from like everything else that we think about. It's sort of hard to explain. But it's the most brutal thing I've trained or done by far. It makes ultra running feel easy. It makes power for me. It makes powerlifting and Olympic lifting feel easy. Hey, Sissy. Hello again, Mr. Yogi. Hello again, Miss Sissy. How are you? Halfway there. Set number 2 coming up. Hey, Michael. Michael, you got your live stream coming up, right? Finally caught another early morning live. Yep. Guys, if you look at my community post page, whatever it's called, so tired. I'm tired too. I got some Jacob love. Thank you, Jacob. I posted links for the 525. This is my friend Nady. I've known her for about 25 years. She's a transpersonal psychologist, master's degree in psychology, transpersonal therapist, and she's been working with women. Hey, Solana. Seeing you straight on. She's been working with women empowerment, specifically women over the age 50, 60, but not exclusively so. And don't think if you are a man that you should miss this, because you want to know all the ways to support the empowerment of the women in your life. Carla says, hey there, my bun-tastic sister. How the buns barking, baking. So come on by this evening. Come by this afternoon. It's me and Miss Flipper talking all things Course in Miracles. And then this evening is with my friend Nate. All right, set number 2. Maybe I can sneak in an extra rep at the end. So 6 across, maybe get 7 at the end. Slowing down isn't much easier than going faster. Both of them present their own degree of suckiness. Right, or maybe not. I'm guessing you're talking about your buns, right? So number 2, guys. 3 minutes 25. No extra. So number 2, one will be able. One more round, guys. One more round. A little bit of a longer break. Hey, Mary. I'm in the basement, Mary. Here it is. Sissy says, gotta go. Happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday, Sissy. Thanks for hanging out. Much appreciated. Three minutes on the clock. Let's see what's going on here, guys. Where are the Yogi's counters? Yeah, no one's here today. That's okay. What were the topics? Oh, we're talking about stuff. That was no fun. That was no fun at all. I got to do some foam whirling, guys. I got to take a lesson from our friend, Sweating and Smiling. I have a foam whirler in almost every room in my house, and I haven't used it in months. I have a tendency to use it when I need it, and neglect it when I feel that I don't. But here's the thing: you always need it. You always need to get that foam whirling in. You always need to be doing prehab. You know, people talk quite a bit about rehab. Injuring something and then having to rehab. But what do you do for prehab? In a large sense, my entire life is prehab. I wake up in the morning, and after bathroom stuff, being 60, some things just don't wait the way they used to. I do my breath work, and then I'm sitting in my first yoga posture. Within less than 5 minutes of being out of bed, I'm sitting in Sahasana, which is an easy posture, cross-legged posture. My knees no longer tolerate the full notice much any longer. And I don't want to be uncomfortable during meditation. There's no point in it. So, one more minute, guys. I'm in that posture, which really does loosen up the hips, helps with the lower back, good for the knees, good for the abductors and the adductors. And then I do my breath work there, I meditate there, and then I'm downstairs for a full 30-minute session of my asanas. So that's all prehab as well as rehab. I also, after I get out of my meditation posture, Sukhasana, I do some easy joint mobility, hip circles, qigong waist twisters, shoulder rolls, stuff for the wrist, stuff for the neck, stuff for the knees, and then I do my yoga. Then I take a walk later, and I do some, before my walk, I do some more joint mobility. I do that throughout the day. The pre end of the Soviet bloc, the Soviets used to say, for joint mobility, you do the number of repetitions to match your age. For me, that would take forever. So you don't have to do it all at once. Do it throughout the day. Michael says, today, so far I'm seeing just dust today. No orbs. Interesting. Maybe they have the building, Michael. Deserted by the orbs. How dare they? So you guys see the rack position. This is up. I'm either resting here, or I'm resting overhead, or the belts are in motion. You gotta have good balance. Elbows can't slide. Ideally, they want to go down towards the iliac crest. For mine to get there, I need to bend my knee slightly. If you bend your knee slightly, you put tension on your quads, which means that you loosen strength. Plus, you got to straighten them out a little bit. You also don't want to lose what's called linkage. The elbows should be linked to my hips or the iliac crest. If they come up, I don't have any drive as it pushes the balls overhead. This isn't a press. It's a kettlebell jerk. I feel like I'm missing some of that today because I'm not getting a whole lot of explosive power. I've been doing 7, sometimes 8 reps a minute on these. This session, I've only been doing 6. That gives me a little more rest in the rack, which means I get to work my rack a little harder. But it also sucks because, again, this is not a fun position to be in for very long. And it can drain the legs, it can drain the hips, which means I have less power to get the bells up overhead. And sometimes you gotta slow down in order to work that form and to get a strong rack position. I might speed this one up. My last set. 20. 56 total for the day. Snatches coming up next. So, you've heard me talk about snatches before, right? We're gonna have 6 minutes on the clock. 6 minute break. 6 minute set of snatches. And then I'm gonna explain what's gonna happen. What I hope to happen. So, kettlebell sport has a lot of strategy involved. Like I said, see, you got my freezer lid. It's Josh at it. Hey, cat. That was weird. What's that? Thank you, cat. So, strategy. Strategy with snatches. Thanks for being here, cat. Cat says Yogi, send some love. Thank you. Hey, Francois. All right. Francois says good afternoon, Yogi. Good afternoon, my friend. We saw someone go by the screen. Yeah, it was Josh. Man, my body just feels rough today. I don't know why. One of those days. One of those days I woke up at 60. Meaning I woke up in a 60-year-old body. What the hell happened, man? Anyway. Strategy. I gotta be careful doing snatches. Everyone who does snatches has to be careful. Because if you go out too fast on your first minute, you have no grip left on your arm, you gotta switch early, which tires you grip on the other arm. You have one switch in the entire set. Also, if you're not careful, your technique goes wrong. If you go too fast, you can either rip a callus, of which I have plenty, or you can get a new blister, of which I don't want. What sucks about doing either one of those things is not only is your set here pretty much over, maybe if it's on your first arm, you can switch, but it's going to impede your training for the rest of the week. So the number one rule about snatches, be careful. Sorry guys, my neck is bothering me. I woke up dead. I was murdered in my dreams. I'm not sure how I feel. Well, you know what? This is your moment of resurrection, Kat. Don't try to feel anything. Let the day come to you. Let the day come to you and meet it as it is. And then we'll make some little changes. You get a little motion, do some breath work, shake it off, do some qigong, get your bare feet in the grass, take a big deep breath, feel the lingering effects of the eclipse stuff. Do stuff. Do some journaling. Maybe write a beautiful poem for the one that you love. How does that sound? You had a nice live stream. 3 minutes. 3 minutes, guys. Sometimes the one arm stuff can be a little more precarious for the back because you got a bilateral support. It's lighter. That's the good news. Just keep checking the time. Keep checking the time. Guys, I'm gonna keep plugging my channel because it's not me. I'm just a fortunate person that gets to have some really outstanding people. You heard me mention at 1 o'clock we have the outstanding student teacher. She's reluctant to call herself a teacher. She's a teacher. Miss Clipper. Monday Miracles with Miss Clipper. And then we have my friend 80 who's going to come up, and it's going to be discussion. Actually, we're going to start with where we met and our practices way back what ago, and how she went. Man, after her divorce, she went back to school. She got her master's degree in psychology, became a transpersonal therapist. She founded the descriptions in her bio is also in the description for this evening's live stream. And she founded Soulful Sojourners, Soulful Soldier, which again is all about empowering women, specifically of a certain age, but women in general. As I mentioned, if you're a guy, don't think that you should miss it because you want to be in a position where you can empower the women in your life. It is important. Need that support system. We all need it. I'm going to tell you something. Women need it even more. Women and the ones who have been disempowered and disenfranchised in life, the most vulnerable among us. And, there's plenty of them. We just need to look. We don't even need to look. We just need to be aware. We don't even need to be aware because we already are. We just need to remember that we are aware. 30 seconds. Tomorrow we got Sniper. Wednesday we got Lucy sharing her story. Big story. I've been talking a lot about this. Just man, it breaks my heart to think of a young person who's told not to be who they are continuously. It's heartbreaking. Friday, the ultra running barefoot legend Randy Krill is coming up, and he's going to talk not just spiritual practice of ultra running, but the spiritual practice of cancer. Imagine getting the cancer diagnosis, and using that to change everything about your life, and how he healed himself and went on to run at least, I believe, 30 100-mile races, somewhere around there. Saturday. I know, I'm repeating myself. Saturday, Goga, the legend, my YouTube mentor, as well as, man, someone who I just hold as an ideal position as a yogi. You ever watched him do the yoga asanas? He's a master. He's going to be talking his journey to yoga. It's a heartbreaking story. Yes, I said it. So I'm realizing why I'm so beaten up is hard week of training last week. Friday, I went pretty hard on the kettlebell triathlon session. And then Saturday, I turned around and did a 10-minute set. I wanted a long set. It was light, 18 kilograms, but it was 53 reps. And that tired me out more than I realized. I did some burpees yesterday. I was going to change my shirt to show off my arms for cat. Just feel lazy right now. Got dust and chalk in my mouth. I have dust and chalk in my mouth, and it tastes like victory. How come Josh is never around when I give an awesome quote like that to put it down? He catches me on my comments about chocolate chips and pancakes and other stuff, and then I give an awesome quote. I got dust and chalk in my mouth, and it tastes like victory. Nothing. No one's here. To be honest, to be completely honest with you guys, dust and chalk tastes amazingly like dust and chalk. It does not taste like victory. Victory has sort of a minty taste to it. Fresh. Life bounces on the tongue. I know you guys are wondering what the heck is this guy talking about? There's a strategy. There's a strategy to this conversation, and the strategy is called stalling the inevitable pain that is about to arrive. Can't put it up footing on. 6 minutes on the clock, I switch halfway through. But shoot for about 14 reps a minute. Maybe. Not great, but it's done. Okay, guys. 42 and 38. Again, not great, but at least it's done. Bring you guys in close. Catch up. Say goodbye. I'm going to do some yoga, some breath work. Make a phone call. I'm sweating. Let's do the things I should. Guess that's, oops, I read that. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for giving me that little extra push, little extra impetus. Impetus. Help me out here, guys. Still out of breath. However, if I'm not mistaken, my beard is on point this morning. Let's celebrate the small victories in life, guys. All right, we're gonna end the live stream before I continue talking nonsense. Tune in this afternoon. Me and Miss Flipper. Bring some questions. You all have any questions about A Course in Miracles? I don't blame you. There's a lot of confusion about it. However, it's a very simple practice, but it's not easy. It's not easy because it demands radical responsibility and viewing everything through the lens of forgiveness, meaning whatever I see, I have projected and I own it. If I don't own it, if I place it upon another, it can't be forgiven because forgiving other people is hard. It's impossible. It's impossible. And why should I? Why should I forgive you something that you did to me, right? That's how we go through life viewing things. However, A Course in Miracles says recognize it. It's occurring within that singular consciousness, the singular mind of God. However, the loveliness and the lovingness of God, reality, our true nature, don't get hung up on the concept of God, the concept of God, not the reality. It's been obscured by thoughts of separation, thoughts that we are our own creator, thoughts of judgment and guilt. And we are guilty because we somehow separated from the source. We big banged ourselves into a singular existence. Let's take it back. Let's reclaim that power, and we do that through forgiveness. So we recognize everything. This is my projection. This is my projection. This is my projection, and I don't like it. However, my tolerance for suckiness may be high, but I don't want to suck forever. So we stop. Simple as that. But it doesn't happen like that. By stopping, it means I know that I have the continuous ability to practice forgiveness moment by moment by moment. And when I do, it puts me right here where I already am and where I never stray, this present moment, when nothing has ever happened. You know what's happening in this present moment? One breath. And me babbling. But nothing in the past has ever happened right now. It's an impossibility. Of course, says the one holy true thing that one can say about the past is that it doesn't exist. It's not here. Simple as that. Anyway, that's for this afternoon. You're going to be like, why should I show up this afternoon? I just listened to you talk for 5 minutes and you made no sense. What makes you think you're going to make any sense later? I probably won't, but hopefully our friend Miss Flipper will. So that's why you should show up. And then this evening, again, Nady, transpersonal psychologist, therapist, master's degree in psychology. She is one sharp person. I've known her forever. I'm very curious. I haven't talked to her about her spiritual practice in a long, long, long time. She's someone who's been a steady presence. I've never met her face to face. However, every major event that's happened to me since 1999 or 2020, she has managed to pop up and hold me in her way. She, on a message she sent me, she said, you're like my imaginary friend who's always there. And I agree. It's like you have this imaginary friend. For those of you who had imaginary pens, Peter Pan or otherwise, we know just because something is imaginary doesn't mean it's not real. Doesn't mean it's not real. It means it exists within a dimension that others can't see because they don't have the eyes to see it. But somehow, for our particular imaginary friends, we have been given the gift of seeing. We're seers. So come on back. Hang out with me. Let's have a conversation. I love you guys.